Have you ever felt like the world has written you off? Like every door you knock on stays firmly shut? Today, I want to share a story that will change the way you look at failure. It's the story of Liam Parker, a boy from a small town in North Carolina, a boy who was told he'd never amount to anything. Imagine being a kid, full of dreams, but every report card feels like a verdict. Liam knew that feeling all too well. Exam after exam, he struggled. His grades weren't just numbers on a page, they became labels. Slow, not trying hard enough, disappointing. These words echoed not just in the classrooms, but sometimes in the hallways, from his peers, and even, heartbreakingly, within the walls of his own home. He was surrounded by a chorus of doubt, a constant reminder of his perceived shortcomings. In a town where everyone knew everyone, there was no escaping the label of the kid who just couldn't get it right. As high school came to an end, a time usually filled with excitement and possibility, Liam's mailbox remained empty. No college acceptance letters, no scholarship offers, just a deafening silence. His friends were packing their bags, talking about dorm rooms and new adventures, while Liam was left behind, the weight of rejection heavier than ever. It felt like the final chapter had been written for him, and it was a short one. The world had told him he had failed, and for a moment it was easy to believe. But this is not a story about failure. This is a story about what happens when you refuse to let failure have the last word. Standing at that crossroads, with no clear path forward, Liam made a choice. He decided that if the traditional path was closed to him, he would build his own. He refused to be defined by his past grades or by the opinions of others. He decided to take his education, his future, into his own hands. So, his new life began. By day, you could find him at the local grocery store, stocking shelves, bagging groceries, doing the work that needed to be done to get by. But when the store lights dimmed and his shift was over, another Liam emerged. He would rush home, not to rest, but to learn. His bedroom became his university, the glow of his computer screen, his classroom. Night after night, fueled by a quiet determination, he dove headfirst into the world of design and technology. He devoured online tutorials, studied the work of great designers, and practiced relentlessly. He taught himself the languages of code and the principles of visual harmony. Every pixel he pushed, every line of code he wrote, was a small act of defiance. It was him telling the world, "You were wrong about me." This wasn't about proving anything to anyone else anymore. This was about proving to himself that he was capable, that he had value, that his potential was not limited by a test score. With a growing portfolio of self-taught work, Liam began the next daunting phase of his journey, the job hunt. He crafted his resume and sent his designs out to company after company, his heart filled with a fragile hope. And then came the rejection. Email after email, a familiar sting. "Thank you for your interest, but we've decided to move forward with other candidates." Dozens, then hundreds of rejections piled up. Each one was a new blow, a test of his resolve. The old voices of doubt started to creep back in. Was he just fooling himself? Was he chasing an impossible dream? It would have been so easy to quit, so easy to accept the narrative that had been written for him years ago. He could have settled for the grocery store job, resigned to a life much smaller than the one he dreamed of. But Liam remembered why he started. He remembered the feeling of being powerless and vowed never to feel that way again. So, he kept going. He refined his portfolio after every rejection, learned from his mistakes, and sent out the next application. He treated each no not as a dead end, but as a redirection. His consistency became his superpower. Then one day, an email arrived that looked different. It wasn't a rejection. It was from a small tech startup all the way across the country in California. The founder had stumbled upon Liam's online portfolio and was impressed, not by his grades, not by his resume, but by the work itself, by the passion, the creativity, and the raw talent that shone through every design. They didn't see a high school failure. They saw a hungry, self-motivated designer. They offered him a junior position. The moment he read that email was a culmination of every late night, every sacrifice, every painful rejection. It was the validation he had been working for, not from the world, but from his own unwavering effort. Packing his bags for California was surreal. The kid who was told he'd never leave his small town was now moving to the heart of the tech world. He wasn't just starting a job, he was starting a new life, one he had built for himself from the ground up. At the startup, Liam thrived. The same tenacity that got him through those lonely nights of studying now propelled him forward in his career. He was unafraid of a challenge because he had already faced the ultimate one, believing in himself when no one else did. He worked tirelessly, learned from his colleagues, and constantly pushed the boundaries of his abilities. His unique perspective and incredible work ethic didn't go unnoticed. He quickly rose through the ranks, from junior designer to a lead creative, and eventually co-founded his own successful design agency. The boy who was once defined by his failures was now a leader, an innovator, and an inspiration. Liam's story is a powerful testament to the human spirit. It teaches us that rejection is not a verdict. It's a redirection. It's not a stop sign. It's a chance to find a different route. Your journey isn't over when you stumble and fall. It's only over when you decide to stay down. The people who tell you no don't get to write your ending. You do. So, whatever you're facing right now, failed exam, a job rejection, a project that didn't work out, remember Liam. Let his story be a reminder that your current circumstances do not define your future potential. The only real failure is giving up. Keep learning, keep trying, and most importantly, keep believing in the person you are becoming. Thank you so much for watching and for letting me share this incredible story with you. If it resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Until next time, keep pushing forward.